Hello everyone and welcome back to more Umineko When They Cry. So in the last video, Kraus turned the tables on his siblings by coming up with all of these reasons why they really wanted money and basically showing that he had the upper hand. And we finally found out what the epitaph for Beatrice's portrait said, which I was quite excited about. And it's actually in the tips menu, so I'll be able to refer to it later on. But without further ado, we are joining the children on the beach, and I suppose that they are talking about the epitaph itself.
黄金鏡に至るだろうか。しかしマリアは豆だな。ちゃんとメモしてるとは偉いぜ。
マリアは忘れっぽいからちゃんと書く。ママに言われたからちゃんと書く。
There was a notebook inside the handbag Maria was always carrying around, and Beatrice's epitaph was copied onto it. Thanks to that, we were all able to challenge the puzzle of the epitaph while walking down this beach. Jessica and the rest had already tried to solve it several times, and had already gotten bored with it. However, since this was a first for me, I was so excited that I couldn't stop. It really tickled my sense of adventure.
まず1行目。懐かしき故郷を貫く鮎の川か。じい様の故郷ってどこだっけ？
戦前の後宮家は小田原のあたりに屋敷を構えてたって聞いたぜ。で、となりゃ小田原に流れてる鮎の泳ぐ川に関心がいくわけだろ？
まずはその川が起点になるからな。んで、黄金鏡を目指す者はそいつを下って鍵を探せとあるわけだ。小田原にある川ってなんだ？鮎が泳ぐ川だぜ。
小田原で鮎って言ったら早川だろうね。渓流釣りで有名だよ。
マリア魚嫌い。
マリアももう少し大きくなったらわかるぜ。鮎の塩焼きをベロベロベロってな。うまいぜ。さっき飯食ったばっかりだってのにもう腹が減ってきちまうぜ。
ビスケットでもお持ちしましょうか。
ああ、悪い悪い。そんなつもりで言ったんじゃないぜ。気にすんな。
Shannon-chan was faithfully keeping us company, since she didn't have any afternoon chores for a while. I would have thought that since she's a servant, accompanying us would force her to take care of us and tire her out, but that didn't seem to be the case for her. On the contrary, she seemed to enjoy joining in on a conversation with people close to her age. When I asked, I heard that she was the sort of worker whose room and board were supplied by her employer. So normally, the only person close to her in age was Jessica. Yeah, I can imagine how that might be pretty dull. There's nothing wrong with Jessica.
小田原で鮎の川って言えば早川だってことは分かった。となりゃ下るしかねえよな。早川を下ると何があるんだろうな。
下流に出て海に出ると思います。
そうさ、河口部に出る。そして碑文の3行目には川を下ればやがて里ありとあるな。ちなみにそういう河口部は大抵大昔から輸送の要衝になってて大きな都市があるもんさ。ここが次のチェックポイントだな。
So I was told that as an English speaker or somebody who doesn't understand a lot of Japanese, I would find it really, really difficult to understand or to solve the epitaph myself. But I'm okay with that. Like, I'm happy with just going along with the story and seeing how the characters figure it out and maybe offering my own speculation when it's applicable. I don't know. But anyway, so this is all quite interesting, trying to find out about grandfather's past.
なかなかいい筋だね。バトラ君の想像通り、そこは大昔にとても栄えたことだよ。小田原城があるところだね。
修学旅行で小田原城に行った気がします。素敵なお城でしたよ。
ああ、私も小田原城だったぜ。洋館に住んでてなんだが、やっぱり日本人は和風の方が落ち着くよな。
マリアお城退屈。遊園地がいい。
I would love to live in a theme park. That would be awesome.
そうかそうか。よしよし。黄金を見つけたら、このバトラ様が気前よく遊園地を一日借り切って遊ばせてやるぜ。
You could just buy a theme park with that sort of money.
しかし、小田原城の隠し黄金。お？こりゃなんだかいかにもって感じだよな。
まあ、2年前の私たちもそこまでは行き着いたぜ。小田原で鮎の泳ぐ川を下った里。そこが多分小田原城あたりだろうってところまでは私たちも行き着いたさ。問題は次の行だろう。さて、バトラの鎮推理はどこまで行けるか見ものだぜ。
Jessica grinned broadly. She seemed to be implying that she would have solved the puzzle long ago if it was that easy. Damn it. I'll definitely find it and keep it all for myself.
4行目。その里にて、二人が口にし、岸を探れ。二人ってのが何のことかわからねえが、とにかく岸だな。で、岸ってなんだよ。
I'm guessing the shore, like as in a beach or something.
岸って名前がつく地名でもあるのかな。
蘇我岸という地名が小田原にあるんだそうですよ。
Okay, so I think this is what they meant. Obviously, it's gonna depend on the sounds that characters make and stuff like that. Which, my Japanese is very imperfect. I only know select phrases.
おお、詳しいな。ってことはなんだよ。シャノンちゃんも黄金を狙って謎解きに挑戦してるんだな。となりゃ、俺たちはライバルだぜ。
別に黄金なんて興味は。ただ以前にジョージ様から教えてもらっただけで。
2年前の私たちも同じ推理に行き着いたってわけさ。わざわざ地図を広げて調べたんだぜ。
小田原城の北に5キロくらいだったかな。そこには確かに蘇我岸という地名があるよ。でもそこからがわからないんだ。次の5行目にはその土地のどこに鍵があるかは記してない。マリアちゃん、読んでくれるかい？
そこに黄金鏡鍵が眠る。
Okay. This is entirely lost on me, guys.
読めた。
蘇我岸ったって広いだろうし、かつてそこに後宮家の家があったわけでもない。その広大な土地のどこかに鍵が隠されててノーヒントってんじゃ、こいつはお手上げってわけだぜ。
確かにな。鍵が手に入らないことにはその先の行に進めないぜ。ジョージ兄貴、蘇我岸ってのはどんなとこなんだ？
さあね、行ったことはないからわからないけど、地図によると山の中みたいだよ。確か浅間山の山麓みたいだったね。
なんだかパッとしねえな。 宝のありかを隠した謎ってのは、もっとぴったりとハマるもんじゃねえのかよ。
Well, unless they were trying to make it deliberately cryptic so that nobody could find it. I think that's what Kinzo wants, is he wants lots of people to find it, or to try and find it, but nobody to actually find it.
どうも、蘇我騎士ってのがそもそも間違いって気がするぜ。
私は蘇我騎士を疑ってるぜ。私たちが知らないだけで、例えばじい様の子供時代を過ごした家とかがあるかもしれないだろ。一行目に懐かしき故郷をって行があるくらいだもんな。シャノンはじい様によく酒とか継がされてたろ。昔話とか聞かされたことないのか。
親方様は昔の話はほとんどされません。ただ、後ろ宮家が滅びかけた関東大震災について非常に人事のように話されることがありましたので、関東地方よりずっと遠方にお住まいだったかもしれません。
後宮本家は小田原に住んでたかもしれないけど、分家はその限りじゃなかったろうね。おじい様はよく自分のことを分家も分家、後継ぎに最も縁遠かった。
So he was fairly distantly related. That's probably why he had very little chance of actually becoming the family head.
と言われるくらいだからね。
Or the very least connected.
ってことはつまり、懐かしき故郷ってのがすでに小田原じゃない可能性もあるってことだな。
じい様の故郷なんて聞いたこともないぜ。聞いても素直に教えちゃくれねえだろうしよ。
That would make it too easy.
懐かしき故郷というのが後宮家のルーツを指さないのであれば、小田原説は初めから間違ってることになっちゃうね。もちろん蘇我騎士の疑いが晴れたわけじゃないけれども、例えば幼少の頃を小田原で過ごし、その後遠方へ引っ越した可能性もあるだろうし。
おお、さっきから何の話かわかんない。おお。
Maria had been completely left out of the conversation, and she now sat puffing out her cheeks in boredom.
つまりだな。黄金すごろくの最初のスタート地点が決まらないことには何も始まらないってことだぜ。ん？いや待てよ。最初の5行で見つかるのは鍵だろ？鍵なんてなくても扉はぶち壊して入ることだってできるはずだぜ。
It could be metaphorical though.
とりあえず最初の5行をすっ飛ばしてその先の推理に入ってもいいんじゃねえか？
おお、その発想はなかったぜ。まあいいや、どうせ暇つぶしなんだ。
What's the point of figuring out how to open the door if you don't even know where the door is?
続きを聞かせろよ、バトラの推理。
でもその先からは急に物騒になるんですよね。
Shannon-chan frowned slightly. After looking back at Maria's notebook to recall what was written there. Yeah, I was forced to agree.
第1の番に鍵の選びし6人を生贄に捧げよう。いきなり物騒になるな。
Yeah, none of this really sounds like something I would want to be a part of.
第2の番には寄り添う2人を引き裂けときたもんだ。恋仲を破談させるのか、文字通り引き裂くという意味なのか分かりかねるけど、どっちにせよ気持ちの悪い話だぜ。
その第2の番の解釈を別にしても、第1の番に6人、第4の番から第8の番までで5人、少なく見積もっても11人が生贄にされなきゃならない。
Well, doesn't it say that the people must be chosen doesn't necessarily mean that they were sacrificed on that day? I don't know. Hang on a sec. Here you go. System. The portrait epitaph. It says offer the 6, but it doesn't mean to necessarily sacrifice them on the first twilight. Oh, it does say those who remain, though. Well, I guess we'll see.
なるほど。魔女復活のための生贄か。そういう解釈にもなるな。その結果、第9の晩に魔女が蘇って、最後は極めつけだな。
第9の晩に魔女は蘇り、誰も生き残れはしない。結局はみんな死んでしまいます。
それでようやく次の第10の晩にゴールってことになってんな。みんな死んじまうのに黄金鏡へ至るだろうって言われても困ったもんだぜ。
Well, that was what I was thinking. Surely the person who's trying to find the gold would perish, since it says none will be left alive. Which means who would be able to even finish the ritual, as it were. I mean, assuming this is a ritual.
鍵を手に旅に出た当人も生き残れないに含めるのかどうかは解釈の分かれるところだね。
I don't know, none shall be left alive seems pretty definitive to me.
しかしよ、最後のところには面白いことが書いてあるぜ。ゴールした後、魔女からもらえる4つの宝の行だよ。一つは全ての黄金。問題は次だ。全ての死者の魂を蘇らせるとあるぜ。みんな死んじまったっていうのとかけてるような気がしねえか。
それを言われれば、次の失った愛すらも蘇らせるという第2の晩の寄り添いし2人を引き裂けにかけているようにも見えますね。
そうだね。そして4つ目も第9の晩にかけてある。第9の晩に蘇った魔女を4つ目の宝が再び眠りにつかせている。
好意的に解釈すりゃ死んだり別れさせたりと忙しいが、最後には全部チャラになるわけだな。目覚めた魔女も再び眠るし、手元にはたっぷりの黄金だけが残るって寸法だぜ。
I don't know if it really seems worth the risk. I mean, this is only a big if you can get right to the end.
死んだり蘇らせたり、別れさせたりくっつかせたりと、魔女様はお忙しいこったね。
ついでに起きたり眠ったりな。
やれやれ。せっかくの隠し黄金の話も魔女の話が絡んじまうと急にうさんくさくなっちまうぜ。
違いないな。
I laughed along with Jessica. After all, the idea of a witch was just too ridiculous. Of course, once we started laughing like that, Maria, who believed in the witch, got angry.
魔女はすごい。魔法で何でもできる。殺すことも、生き返らせることも、愛を与えることも、奪うことも。空も飛べるし、姿を透明にできるし、黄金もパンも生み出せる。
They already knew that Maria got upset about it, so it's kind of mean that they would continue to laugh at her beliefs.
いけね。悪い悪い、冗談だよ。
Jessica apologized, sticking out her tongue, but Maria didn't accept it. She grabbed her notebook back out of my hands and, opening to some other pages, tried to prove that the witch existed. Those pages had colourful drawings of witches on them, and well conveyed the fantastical image Maria had of witches. It wasn't the normal sinister image of a crooked-nosed hag flying around on a broom, but a dreamlike person with unnatural powers who could do anything and wore a beautiful dress. It was just what you'd expect from an imaginative young girl. Flitting through the sky, crossing a rainbow, dancing around all night with a teacup and a teapot that would never get empty, no matter how much you poured out of it. With a flourish of her staff, the stars in the sky would become candy and pour down, and flowers that produced sweets would bud by the roadside. To Maria, witches were the only concept that could embody the magical dream that so captivated her. As she grew older, it was the last remaining thing that could give richness to her dull and plain everyday life. That's why Maria believed in witches. She didn't want that dream of hers to be tarnished. That's why she didn't want anyone to tarnish the epitaph, which affirmed the existence of witches. Because the witch named Beatrice is Maria's dream.
マリアちゃんにとっては、これは黄金の隠し場所を示すものじゃなくて、魔女を蘇らせるための魔法なんだって。
So it was the single link between Maria and the witch. Maria was very angry and clung to Georgianiki. Jessica and I scratched our heads and apologised. It might not be possible to smooth things over again like the time she got mad in front of the portrait. Maria didn't seem willing to be easily consoled. Unlike Jessica and I, who hung our heads wondering what to do, Shannon-chan timidly opened her mouth.
マリア様、ご存知ですか？私たち使用人の間では、ベアトリーチェ様の怪談が語り継がれているんですよ。
そうだったっけ？シャドン、聞かせてやれよ。私は知らないんだけど、使用人の間じゃかなり有名な話らしいぜ。
何の話だ？怪談？
うん。僕たちが生まれる前からある話らしいね。母さんにも話を聞かされたことがあるよ。
はい。この島にお屋敷が建てられてからずっと語り継がれている話です。当時の使用人たちは、お屋敷には昼と夜で違う主がいると囁き合っていたそうです。
The tale that Shannon told was just like a typical campfire ghost story. If there was a forest with a witch living inside it, then of course the witch would come pay the mansion a visit from time to time. At some point, this ghost story naturally sprouted up between the servants.
ちゃんと閉めたはずの窓や扉や鍵がもう一度見回りに来たら開いていたとか、消したはずの明かりがついていたり、つけたはずの明かりが消えていたり、置いたはずのものがなくなっていたり、置いた覚えのないものが置かれていたり、そういうことがあるたびに古い使用人たちは魔女が姿を消してお屋敷を訪れ、いたずらをしていったのだろうと囁き合ったそうです。
You know, all the place could be severely haunted, but neither of those is particularly desirable to me. It's just people's words, not really any proper evidence. But I don't really want to step all over Maria's dreams, so we're going to go ahead and say Beatrice exists.
なあ、いるよな。私も昔よく登校の時に限ってカバンが見つからなかったりしたもんだぜ。
Maria puffed out her chest with an ooh-ooh, as though this was final proof of the witch's existence. If I opened my mouth, Maria would probably be hurt again, so I didn't. I mean, you hear this kind of story everywhere. Depending on the place, they might blame it on a dwarf or an elf. The only difference is that they call it a witch on this island. Of course, walking around a vast, elegant mansion at night would be a little unsettling. It's an island devoid of people. Since the mansion is so drafty, walking around on the night of a thunderstorm would certainly be eerie.
他にも鬼火や輝く蝶々が舞っているのを見たという使用人も、カノン君もそれらしいものを以前夜の見回りの時に見たことがあると言ってました。あと最近ではお屋敷の中で深夜に不思議な足音をよく聞くと使用人の間で話題です。私たちは肖像画の中のベアトリーチェ様が姿を消して お屋敷の中を散歩しているんだろうと囁き合ってるんですよ。ずいぶん前ですが、私もそうかもしれない足音を夜の見回りの時に聞いたことがあります。
ひゅー、そりゃ怖えな。
怯えることはないんですよ。ベアトリーチェ様は親方様とは異なるもう一人のお屋敷の主です。だから変に怯えたりしないで敬意を持っていれば決して悪いことはしないのだそうです。
Well, from what the epitaph states, it sounds like she does a lot of bad things. I mean, that is assuming it's actually her that's going to be killing all of these people, but it doesn't sound agreeable to me.
ただし敬意を持たないと恐ろしいんだったね。
はい。私が務めを始める直前に階段ベアトリーチェ様のことを悪く言っていたそうです。だから使用人たちはベアトリーチェ様のお怒りに触れたのだろうと噂し合ったそうです。バトラとジェシカ、きっとお怒りに触れる。
わあ、悪かったぜ。お怒りに触れちゃたまるねえ。謝るよ、マリア。もちろん魔女様にも謝るぜ。ベアトリーチェ様、ごめんなさい。よそ者のザレ言と思って勘弁してやってください。
私も謝るぜ。ベアトリーチェ様、ごめん。これで魔女様、私たちを許してくれるかな。
わかんない。魔女は気まぐれだから許してくれるときは許してくれるし、許さないときは許さない。
That sounds about just like any person, to be honest.
それは困ったね。マリアちゃん、バトラ君とジェシカちゃんがベアトリーチェ様のお怒りに触れないようにするいいおまじないとかないかな。何か魔除けとかさ。
By relying on Maria, who was proud of knowing the most about witches, George was trying to revive her self-esteem. Once again, I've got to admire his ability to calm kids down. After taking a moment to cross her arms and seriously ponder whether there might be a charm that could save us, she started flipping through the pages in her notebook. I thought it was just a scribbled diary, but there also seemed to be quite a few pages that looked like they'd come from a book on black magic. Maria solemnly considered a group of these pages, which contained things that looked like magic circles. If she could barely read the epitaph, then how is she managing to read all of these difficult black magic books? Apparently, grandfather wasn't the only one with a black magic hobby. When Maria finally found what she was looking for, she snapped the notebook shut and threw it into her handbag. She then began fishing through that bag's contents. There seemed to be various jumbled up things in there. After a while, she took out various pieces of junk, although they were probably important magical items to Maria, and repeatedly threw them back in, saying they were wrong. It was all a little humorous, just like when it's Doraemon, I think, maybe, took out the wrong tool. Finally, she seemed to discover what she was looking for. With a face that was unimaginably cheery when compared to the intense expression she had worn until now, she held those out to Jessica and me. I grabbed it and saw that it was a very cheap-looking charm. It looked like a bracelet made from a plastic rosary, with a scorpion-themed medal attached. Haven't you ever seen those cheap Zodiac-themed accessories? The kind you might win in a crane game at an arcade? It really looked like something like that. There were two of them, probably one for me and one for Jessica. However, the very fact that there were two of them made them feel even more like cheap manufactured goods, making it pretty hard to think of them as magical items. Yeah, I'd just be happy with the gift, to be honest. It's a really thoughtful gesture.
魔除けの力があるから。
そうなのか？
Yeah, I hadn't really heard that one before.
サソリにそんな力がね
パトラが信じない。
I'd said too much and angered Maria again. Maria took out her notebook again, pointing out various pages as she went on and on about how the scorpion had such incredible holy power that it had been used in magic-repelling magical circles since ancient times.
他の使用人の子から聞いたことがあります。サソリって魔術では魔除けのシンボルとして描かれることもあるんだとか。
へえ、そうなのか。
そしてエメラルドは心に平和をもたらしてくれる。だから二重で効果がある。
ほんとだ。サソリがエメラルドを抱いて守ってるね。なるほど。これはご利益がありそうだよ。
I really wanted to make fun of those worthless-looking charms, but as I watched Maria explaining with all of her heart and realised that she'd found them for our sakes, I started to feel like it might actually work, even if it was just a prize from some game centre. The material quality of the charm didn't matter. What mattered was the strength of her feelings. Even I don't think of myself as the sort of loser who'd laugh at something like that.
そっか。ありがとな。ベアトリーチェ様には謝ったけどよ。万が一タタリがある時でも、マリアのこのお守りのおかげで安心だぜ。な、ジェシカ。
ああ、そうだぜ。ありがとうな、マリア。
心に平安が欲しいときは腕につける。お財布に入れるとお金が減らなくなる。ドアノブにかけておくと悪いものが入ってこられなくなる。便利なお守り。それはすごい効能ですね。マリア様が自信を持って進めるお守りならきっと頼もしいものと思います。
Shannon-chan clapped her hands together and Maria stuck out her chest. I really like Shannon. She's really like... she really brings the mood up, in my opinion. Like, just accepting what Maria says is really sweet. She was totally in a good mood again. It's probably best if we let her lead the conversation a bit longer, if it'll keep her in such a good mood. Come to think of it, she looked a bit bored when we were getting excited about the hidden gold, probably because she couldn't keep up. While eating the cookies Kumasawa-san had baked, Jessica and I asked Maria this and that about black magic. Maria happily chatted away in response to our questions. Each time, Georgianiki and Shannon-chan would act surprised or chime in. The clouds in the sky grew darker and darker, but we cousins really enjoyed communicating freely after a year of separation. Or 6 years in Battler's case.
今、額にポタって来なかったかい？
どうだろうな。
As Georgianiki rubbed his forehead, he looked up at the sky. Considering the colour of the sky and the dampness of the air, it wouldn't have been odd for a raindrop to hit him. The wind also seemed to have grown a bit stronger.
マリアポタッと来ない。マリアだけ来ない。
安心しろ。俺にも来ねえぜ。それに今夜になれば誰にも等しく大雨が降るだろうよ。
そうだね。そろそろ引き上げた方がいいかな。
Shannon-chan looked down at her watch. It was probably well into the evening by now.
もう仕事に戻る時間かよ。
はい。皆様と一緒で楽しいありがとうございました。
熊沢さんにクッキーをごちそうさまって伝えてね。さあみんな、片付けを手伝おう。
Shannon-chan declined our help, saying that this was the servant's job. But picking up a dropped fork before the waitress has to is like my purpose in life. We folded up the blanket, gathered up the trash, and helped clean everything up.
ゴミが逃げる。
そいつは逃がさないぜ。マリアより先にいただきだ。
マリアが
マリア、靴を濡らすなよ。怒られるぜ。
To Maria, chasing after some trash sent flying by the powerful winds was just another game. By the time we finished, the wind was blowing pretty strongly. Probably a good time to head back.
皆様のおかげで助かりました。ありがとうございました。
もう本当に時間がないみたいだね。先に戻っていいよ。
Georgianiki perceived from her hurried appearance that very little of her free time was left.
レンジさん、時間には厳しい人だからな。定時に持ち場についてないと厳しそうだぜ。
また後でね。お仕事頑張ってね。
はい。それでは失礼させていただきます。
After making a respectful bow, Shannon-chan ran towards the rose garden.
じゃあ俺たちもゲストハウスへ戻ろうぜ。テレビでも見てくつろがせてもらうさ。
テレビ見る。
なら決まりだな。戻ってみんなで一緒にテレビでも見ようぜ。
Okay guys, well I think I'm going to end this episode here because it's been going on quite a while now. But what a lovely day at the beach with the cousins. It's nice to see everybody in such high spirits for now. I'm really expecting like at any moment for everything to just collapse and be horrible. But anyway guys, if you've enjoyed the video then don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. And until next time, goodbye!